Welcome to part 6 of Every Job's a Nail, the attic renovation. This episode will actually be putting some proper things in, not just taking stuff out. There's a little bit of taking stuff out and a bit of archaeology, but mostly it's actually good stuff, and I make some progress. But first, some more bad. But once again, I said that these ones yesterday cantilevered out into bugger all, attached by a joist hanging at that end. But what's the joist it's hanging on actually bolted to or screwed onto? Well, it's lying on a piece of 4x2, which is lying across 1, 2, 3 normal ceiling rafters. Once again, effectively the roof is supporting what would have been the floor up here. Good God. Over there we now have our purlin in to the point where it goes over the stairs. And when we open up the stair gap, there's another support going on the other side. That is good. Oh, I'll take you a close-up of that. That's why you get a carpenter involved doing these kind of jobs. A little bit of a later start today. Had to take Zera to see her new school. She's more than happy and didn't want to come home. But little start. So what's the first job to do today, DIY wise? Okay. Taking plasterboard off of ceilings and walls is a very messy business, so the first job today is... Yay! Come on, Henry. Let's get going. Look at that, 3 of them in now. Basically repeat to fade. Well, there was a busy afternoon. Didn't get anything done this morning. This afternoon we've managed to get 3, 4 proper joists, and I'm now sitting on quite a secure new floor level. Hey! I'm quite happy with that. But as it's coming up to 6 o'clock, I'm going to call it a night and start again in the morning. Yay! 1/4 finished. All the way to the hole for the stairs. All done. 1/4. Now I'm going to move round here and finally rip out all this gubbins, which should allow me access to all those nasty little wires. I can finally get that cleared up. Little bucket of used wire, gosh, and that's only a little bit of it, most of it being old signal cable for the old alarm system. Ooh, look what I found. Original 1930s wire in the original 1930s conduit. I'd describe that as sort of a rubberized cloth. It's a very interesting stuff indeed. Okay, end of the day. It may not look like I've done much, but I finished off that. So I've got that corner of the room is done properly. Over there, I've rationalised a lot of the wiring. There was a lot of dead wire going to wall lamps that didn't exist anymore, and switch wires for those that shouldn't be used. That one of the dodgy ones I showed you in video 2 was the light switch wire for that, the wall lamps. But all that wall's been taken out, apart from this one last one, which I'm going to take out before I finish. And then tomorrow, don't know. Don't know. I'm going to have to study the structural blokes' plans, because there needs to be a big triple joist going from the end of that triple joist over to that wall. But as you can see, those rafters don't run this way like the other ones do, they run that way. And that means that the triple going over here needs to be raised up ever so slightly and raised up at that end. That's going to be interesting. A bit of thinking required. That's tomorrow's problem. Well, another morning, another job. This time we're going to position the big 3 on the other side, the raised bit that was going to cause us a bit of harm. Talked to the structural engineer and he's worked out how to do it. So I've cut everything. So 3 pieces of timber cut to length, the chamfer at that end, which is going to sit on a raised block over there. You can just about see it. At this end, there's a notch cut out, which is going to sit over the end of those 3 and down onto that plate, wall plate there. It's going to take a bit of manoeuvring. This upright, which I've put the temporary brace in behind again, is coming out, will be shortened, and then we'll move over a little bit so it is bearing down straight through everything and onto the floor plate. But first I've got to bolt the 3 bits of 8x2 together, 3.7 meters long worth, bolted together with these little toothed devices. It's a pain in the arse, and it's going to take a lot of grunting and swearing. Celebrate good times, come on! Got the bugger in. Probably the trickiest bit of timber to date is in. It's sitting nice and neatly on the wall plate at that end with its little gusset holding it all together, and jointed perfectly at that end. You'd think someone that knew what they're doing had actually measured that, rather than me. So, next job is to get the glue and screwed ply holding all this lot together, holding it firm in place at this end, and then get the main support back in, wall plate, wood, purlin, and everything's hunky-dory. Oh, right. May not seem like I've done a lot today, but you'd be surprised considering where I started this morning. This joist is now in, screwed, glued, secured, upright, in, secured, top and bottom, further along at the other end, secured, not going to move. I have also managed to have chopped back those old rafters, joists, to halfway on the wall plate to make room for my double joist to go down inside the gap. So, fair bit of investigation done, but it does mean tomorrow I can crack on because I know what I'm trying to achieve and should get a bit more done. But tonight is Saturday night, so I'm going to have a shower and then I'm going to sit down with some beers in front of the computer and shoot things with Andy. So, Sunday afternoon, we have today managed to get this twin 8x2 in, secured, that is resting on top of the bedroom wall. Also managed to get a few of the cross pieces in, cross rafters, and sort of joined the two halves together. But I'm reluctant to go any further down this little path here until I've got over here and managed to work out how I'm going to get on the end of this wall, which is unfortunately underneath one of the old rafters, and I've got to get down onto that point from my double here, because that space there between the two is over the entrance hallway. So fortunately at that end, the structural engineer does not believe we've got a strong enough bit of wall to hold it all up. He may be right. And there you have it. That's all for now. I shall get on and do some more stuff tomorrow. And I hope you enjoyed this and will join me for the next episode. Till then, bye.